In over 200 years of RNLI lifesaving, a lot has changed, including our lifeboats. From the rowing and sailing lifeboats of our early days to the water jet-driven vessels of today. Let's take a closer look at how far we've come. Over 40 different classes of RNLI lifeboat have been designed and built over the years. But the first purpose-built lifeboat came before the RNLI. Called the Original, it was constructed by Henry Greathead in 1789 and launched in 1790. Powered by 10 oars, it could carry 20 people, including a lifeboat crew of 12. These days, the RNLI have a team of in-house naval architects and engineers. Building on the RNLI's 200 years of life-saving knowledge and experience, they designed the newest class of lifeboat, the Shannon. Harnessing cutting-edge technology, Shannon-class lifeboats are very agile, maneuverable, and have a top speed of 25 knots. They have a specially designed hull and shock-absorbing seats to protect the crew in stormy seas. Crew safety is a very important factor in lifeboat design. In fact, one of the first improvements that was made to our earliest lifeboats was the ability to self-right. So if it capsized at sea, the lifeboat could turn itself back upright. In 1851, the Duke of Northumberland held a competition for the best lifeboat design. Out of 280 entries, James Beecham's design won. It's the first true, efficient, self-righting lifeboat, but the RNLI committee felt that it could be improved. So in 1854, a new design was drawn up and built by James Peake. It was known as the self-righter type. It could self-right within 5 seconds of being capsized thanks to its heavy keel, cork ballast and draining tubes. More self-righter type lifeboats were then built. They had similar design characteristics, but varied in size. All of the all-weather lifeboats in the RNLI fleet today are designed to be inherently self-righting. This is achieved by having their large, heavy items as low down in a boat as possible, and a wheelhouse that is light, strong, watertight, and full of air. Another feature of 2 of our modern lifeboats is water jets. The Shannon class and the E-class are both propelled by water jets instead of traditional propellers. The E-class was designed especially for saving lives on the River Thames in London, and its water jets give it excellent manoeuvrability, precision, and control. But the E-class wasn't the first RNLI lifeboat to be propelled by water jets. Back in 1890, 6 steam-driven lifeboats went into service. 3 of them were hydraulic steam-driven lifeboats and had water jets instead of propellers. Between them, these 3 lifeboats saved 570 lives. But they were slow, heavy, and expensive to build and maintain. Their development was soon abandoned, with the focus turning to petrol power. The first motor lifeboat entered service in 1905 with a single petrol engine and propeller. Petrol power gave the lifeboat crews extra power and control and gradually replaced the pulling and sailing boats. It also meant that lifeboat volunteers no longer needed a professional maritime background, so it opened the door for lots more people to volunteer and join the crew, just like they can today. Today, the 7 class is the largest lifeboat in the RNLI fleet. 7 class lifeboats are each powered by 2 1600 horsepower diesel engines. All-weather lifeboats, like the 7 and Shannon, are designed for offshore rescues in the worst conditions. But inshore lifeboats are a crucial part of the fleet too. They were first introduced to our fleet in the 1960s. Lots of people had started using the sea for leisure purposes, dinghy sailing, diving and inflatable airbeds. The number of call-outs for lifeboat volunteers increased dramatically as more people were getting into difficulty. But the large heavy lifeboats of the time just weren't designed for quick rescues in shallow, rocky waters. A simple, high-speed craft was desperately needed. After a lot of research, hard work and trials by Lieutenant David Stogden and Captain Tony Wicksteed, enter the D-Class, the first inflatable lifeboat. The early models were lightweight and had a top speed of 20 knots. From there, more inshore lifeboat models were developed, including the B-Class, the RNLI's first rigid inflatable lifeboat. Today, the D-Class lifeboat is known as the workhorse of the RNLI and can be found at just under half of all of our 238 lifeboat stations. They have a top speed of 25 knots and are perfect for rescues close to the shore. And our B-Class lifeboats are the busiest on the coast. Powered by their 215 horsepower 4-stroke engines, they have a top speed of 35 knots. Our lifeboats have come a long way in the past 200 years. A lot has changed, but they all share the same purpose. Powered by kind donations, operated by selfless lifeboat volunteers, they are designed, made and launched to save lives.